Thanks for tuning in. This is a quick overview of the Align Flight Academy. I'm Gale Align, and I'm here with Alan Szabo Jr.
How's it going?
And we wanted to just take a moment and kind of give you, actually I want to take a moment and have Alan give you a quick overview of the Align Flight Academy, because if you get the opportunity to attend, we've had very good positive reviews and feedback from people, and we're always trying to change the class to meet the demands and fulfill what people are looking for, because we're doing this, it's not about the money. We give most of the money back to the club and do things with the money. It's really about getting out and helping and trying to promote the hobby. So take a moment and tell everybody what they can expect real quick.
At our Align Flight Academy, we try to go over a lot of the basics. First step is we go over your helicopters. We go through the setup, make sure it's obviously safe to fly. We go through it, just make sure that it flies well to what I would think it kind of should be at. And then from there, we go right into actually flying on the buddy box. So we try to we see what kind of flying you're doing. Everybody comes in with requests on what maneuvers they want to work on and what type of flying they're working on. So I usually have everybody kind of do a one flight just to see where they're kind of at. And then I can kind of step back and observe it. And then we go back together and I kind of create like a little lesson plan, I guess we can call it, on what we're going to work on together, at least on what I think we should work on. So some people are working on, advanced aerobatics, and I kind of see they're struggling with just the setup to get to that maneuver. So I try to bring people back and go, hey, why don't we go and work on a little more of the basics so you can get your setup better, lining up, get some of the, smooth circuits figured out, flying on a line. We just get a little more orientation work done, but just try to get a little bit of that all around stuff. So we try to get some of that precision and, basics out of the way to try to get you more improved overall. And then we work on some of the more aerobatic maneuvers if that's where you're at on the Flight Academy. So we kind of just go from kind of the beginning all the way up, and depending on, how you're progressing or where you're at in your flying level, we just work around it and try to make everything better.
So what I know, I just want to reiterate what you said, because the key is that number one, brand doesn't matter.
Correct. I don't care what you're flying.
Fly barless doesn't matter. You've flown, I think, every fly barless unit out there.
Made right now.
Pretty much. I have two this year because of the Flight Academy. Yeah. And it's really about doing some fine tuning. If they're more of an advanced pilot, that you might find one small itty bitty thing that they suggest changing and it makes the world of difference to them. Yeah. Or it could be a few major things, because a lot of the information on the internet is not really that good.
Correct.
Honestly. So that's number one. Number two, after going through the helicopters, then there's an evaluation of the helicopter, because you actually fly the helicopter itself, and maybe make some changes to the fly barless unit or transmitter, fully discussing it with the owner of the helicopter.
Correct. I'm not going to reset up your whole helicopter to a totally different setup and expect you to be on board with that. It's a suggestion system. It's like, okay, well, I know what you're used to because you have it set up. I tried it. And then we make the suggestion of, okay, your flip rate's too fast. I think it should be a little slower. And I'll make those little adjustments, have you try it. If you don't really like it, we can go back and just work around that. But we make those suggestions and try to just make it a little easier for you to fly.
Right, and so now then that person flies their helicopter after agreeing to the changes.
Correct.
And if it doesn't feel right, or it's not the right situation for them, or they prefer it another way, then it's a very open discussion to move that back to
the way
where they want
it. Yeah.
The last thing I want you to do is be uncomfortable with the helicopter.
Correct. I mean,
that's the point.
The biggest goal here is to have fun. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Have fun flying, and then and then get something out of it as far as your helicopter flying better than maybe when you came in. That's like kind of the step 2 thing.
And then after that, we immediately go into buddy boxing, because we don't do that as a group, because we find that some people are advanced and others are at the beginner stages. So the time is according to and material according to where that person is. Everybody's welcome to listen,
Correct.
but we just found it's faster to get everybody in the air and do what we really came to, is to have the opportunity to work with you and Ben Stork and
whoever else we had
Marcus
with us.
Kim,
Yeah.
or any of the other companies, because it's not always about the Align people, because we have
Correct.
the opportunity to use other
Some other
professional pilots in the industry that fly for other companies. So then you get on that buddy boxing, and at that point, you then evaluate what they're doing, and you may find that they should do a specific little function as far as practice, because they've kind of passed a really basic step that they don't even realize that they passed up, right? Can you kind
Correct.
of touch on that?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you get guys that, it's always that, you got to walk before you run idea, but you get these guys that want to do pirouetting flips when maybe we should be working on inverted flight first, or more of backwards inverted, or just something like that. I mean, we've run into it. We have no problem going into those maneuvers that you wanted to work on, something like that. But also, if you work on some of the stuff that I suggest as far as some of the basics, just learning to do really nice circuits at a perfect altitude and distance and stuff like that, those things all lead up to better flying for more, aggressive aerobatics. It's not just, you're going backwards in learning. You're actually going to perfect some of these easier maneuvers, and they transfer over to the more aggressive maneuvers.
Okay, and we do that for 2 days, basically, a day and a half.
Day and a half, I would say.
And usually we're in conjunction with the fun fly. So if there's something that you want us to check out during the fun fly, we certainly try to allot a little bit of time to do that. We're ultimately there to help, and so everybody's aware. A lot of times the money actually goes back to the club in some form. We try to offset some costs for us to get there, and also give some money back to the club, because we really don't. We're employees.
Yeah, this isn't.
Right?
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah,
I mean, we have a job, both of us, and we get paid for that, and we're not, the money for the
flight school's not paying us, it's going toward other stuff.
This is our contribution back to what we feel that we should do, because the hobby has always been that way anyways. I mean, your dad was that way with people that came out,
always helping
planes, and you got to try to pass that stuff along. So it's really about giving back. If you're interested in attending any of the Align Flight Academies, depending on where this video is on the screen, if you're on alignflightacademy.com, you just go right up above here or over to the side over here and click on the location, and you'll be able to see a map, and you can move the map around and click on the button to see the different fun flies that we will be attending in 2018, and as we move forward, where we'll be. So we look forward to seeing you at one of them. And if you have any questions, feel free to write an email to us. You can visit the contact page to get the information. But is there anything you want to say in closing?
Just hope to see you guys at even just the fun flies, even if you're not part of the academy, but would love to have you at the academy, and we can go over and, try to enjoy the hobby even more. And, that's what it's mostly about, just having fun.
All right. I want to say thank you for flying helicopters. Everybody out there, take your time, try to get your friends or somebody involved. Don't worry about the brand of helicopter. It's more important that they turn around and fly and like the hobby, because that's what this is about. We need to work on working together to find new people and help people that are interested, because we sell a lot of the ready to fly units. And I've walked many people that are very beginners through it, and their first question is, where can I go? Or sometimes they say, I go to the field, and the people aren't very nice to me till they get in that group. Reach out for those people and help them. And again, thanks for listening, and we hope to see you at any fun fly.